Hi, this is Diane Peters from jcharvestinvestments.com. How are you doing today? Today is a beautiful day. The sun is out. This is in the Northeast, and guess what? They're saying there's another nor'easter coming. I just don't believe it. It's going to be spring on the 20th. I'm just not buying into this European model. And I was jokingly saying to my daughter, what does Europe have to do with America? But hey, if this thing is right, I guess it has something to do with America. I hope everyone's having a great Friday. I just wanted today to talk about teamwork and how important it is to, form a team. I know a lot of people say that, they understand teamwork, but I find a lot of people really don't understand what that's about. I think my experience has been that I historically didn't even understand it. I always like to be me, myself, and I type of person. And I'll never forget, I was being trained in a management training team, and when I was at a company, and I was young, and I fully didn't get what the whole concept is of me going to these seminars and workshops and learning things about management and understanding financials, and it's just a whole lot of just information that I was like, I don't even understand what this is needed for. Mind you, I was in my 20s and I was just trying to figure it all out. A single mom, going to school, and just trying to, make it. So anyway, the company I was with signed me up for this training program. Now, the way the company ran it, we would be in a group. And the workshop, everybody from across the country, I don't even think internationally maybe, would come in for these trainings. So in this particular training, you could have a senior VP, you could have any manager, any level person, but we never knew what that person's level was. So the group and then we'd break up into smaller groups. And I was in a group where, as I remember, there's just one man that I really remember, and I want to say he was, I ended up finding out later on, he was a senior manager. But he was real important to me because he really hit home to me about what a team was all about. Now let me give you backtrack a little bit. What had happened was my company signed me up for this, and being the rebel and individual person mindset that I had at the time, I said, gosh, I don't feel like doing this. And this seminar was located like maybe 6 or 7 miles from my home. They wanted, they said, and Diane, you have to sleep over. And I was like, sleep over? I don't sleep anywhere. I mean, of course, hotels, but this wasn't a hotel. I mean, it was a training center. It was set up like a hotel, very luxurious, breakfast. I mean, it was the grounds were beautiful, but Diane, in her rebel mentality, was saying, no, I'm not doing this. So I said, listen, okay, I'll go, because I kept using excuses. I've got this project due, that project due. Anyway, so I had to go. So I went there the first day, and we were all in one room. Then we paired off into our smaller groups. I got with my smaller group, and I could see this man watching me, and I didn't understand why. And I know my personality, and my face probably had a big, I don't want to be here look on it. I don't understand what this is all about. So we proceeded to go through our different little programs that we had during that workshop. And then one of them was introducing yourself, talking about your future, what are your goals, the whole thing. And, I have to honestly, as I recall, I was not that smiley and happy the whole time I was talking. And so at the end of our session, because it would go on all day, the ultimate goal was for us to make a presentation to everyone in the group. Each team had to do that. And so that day, at the end of the day, everyone said, there's a bar on the premises. We're going to meet in the bar, and we're all going to, talk together, and then the next morning we're going to get up at such and such a time. My ears lit up. I was like, get up at such and such a time? I said, listen, I have 2 sons, and, and this was really me playing my games because my sons were home with my mom. I lived with my mom and dad at the time. And I said, so I really can't come over here that early. I have to get them off to school, and gave my sorry little story. And I said, so I will be here at about 10 o'clock in the morning. So the gentleman that I mentioned to you looked across and he said, well, wait a minute, aren't you spending the night here? We're all spending the night. And I said, no, I can't do that either. Like I said, I have the kids and whatever. So nobody said anything, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to leave in a couple of minutes. And I stayed around, we drank, and we talked about our plans, what we're going to do, what we're going to present, what role everybody was going to play. And yeah, I'm into it. And so then all of a sudden I said, you know what? I have to leave now. I have to go home. So everyone else left the table but this gentleman and I. And he proceeded to talk to me in such a way that I wish I could remember his name. And honestly, after this conversation, I wish I could have worked for him. Because the way he put it so casually was just talking to me, just about my life, getting to know me, wanting to know more about me. He told me his history, his family. And, I was conversing with him, and we were talking and talking. And then he says, do you like any sports? Well, here I am. Yes, I love football. I'm going on and on and on about the Jets and, how long I've been with them. And then, strategically he gets over to, yeah, it's a shame women aren't playing football. It's a shame, this and that, whatever. And I said, yeah. And he says, well, tell me one thing. If you could play football, what position would you like? And I said, at that time I was working out. I was like 50 pounds lighter. I was doing weights. I was thinking about, possibly there was a women's team that had been announced, and I was secretly, my personal trainer at the time was secretly trying to prepare me to possibly try out for the team. Mind you, this is before I told my sons. So I was in, real good shape. So I said, I want to be a running back. So he says, you want to be a running back? He says, wow. He says, I played a little quarterback in my day. And I said, are you kidding? He said, yeah, in college and this and that. I said, oh, I could see that. So we're talking. He says, Diane. Then he starts talking about our project. He says, that's what they're ultimately trying to get us to do here, is form a team. He says, and somehow he snuck this in here. He said, now, you're part of this team, right? I said, oh, yeah, definitely. And you know what teamwork is about. Yeah, I know what it's all about. He said, well, Diane, imagine this. We're getting ready to go on the field. And we're going to need the quarterback. I'm going to need my running back. I'm going to need everybody strategically to take their responsibilities on this team. And he says, and I'm going to look for you, and you won't be there. I was like, what do you mean I won't be there? I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there Friday when we make our presentation. He says, no. We have to strategically set ourselves up for Friday. You just can't show up on Friday and say you're going to run that game. We have to study our game plan. We have to get together. We have to melt as a team. We have to become one. And so when I get ready to pass that ball to you or throw that ball to you, you have to be there, or pass it along to you, or whatever. You have to be there. You can't wait till Friday to show up. Man, the next thing he said to me was, and that's why we need you here tonight, Diane. I said, don't worry. I'm going home right now. I live like maybe 5 or 6 miles away. I'm going to get my bags. I'll be back here. I jumped in that car. I was driving along, and then it dawned on me. That guy was smooth. He really got me. He didn't come off angry. He didn't come off putting me down. He didn't talk about me like I was the worst person in the world. He made me feel like I wanted to be part of his team. So my message today is, if you want someone to be part of your team, don't put them down. Get to know who they are. Like them. Let them know you like them. Let them know you care about them. And I'm going to use the 4-letter word. Show them some love. Love conquers all. Let me tell you, by the time I came back, I was so happy. And I was laughing and joking. And he and I had the best time. And I told him that was the best inspirational message. I just said, if every coach in the world could be like you, what you did in that moment for me, I didn't even realize you were bringing me around to join your team. So I tell all the coaches out there, all the managers out there, don't put people down. Don't compare yourself to that person. Everybody has a story. Make them feel good about themselves. Make them want to join your team by showing them some love. Thank you very much for listening today. I hope you have a great weekend. God bless. This is Diane from jcharvestinvestments.com. Have a great weekend.